Part 2. The fools among the people will say, what has turned them from their Qibla, which they had? Say, the east and the west belong only to Allah. He guides whom He pleases to the right path. And thus we have made you an exalted nation, that you may be the bearers of witness to the people, and that the messenger may be a bearer of witness to you. And we did not make that which thou wouldest have to be the Qibla, but that we might distinguish him who follows the messenger from him who turns back upon his heels. And it was indeed a hard test, except for those whom Allah has guided. Nor was Allah going to make your faith to be fruitless. Surely Allah is compassionate, merciful to the people. Indeed, we see the turning of thy face to heaven. So we shall surely make thee master of the Qibla which thou likest. Turn then thy face towards the sacred mosque, and wherever you are, turn your faces toward it. And those who have been given the book certainly know that it is the truth from their Lord, and Allah is not heedless of what they do. And even if thou shouldest bring to those who have been given the book every sign, they would not follow thy Qibla, nor canst thou be a follower of their Qibla, neither are they the followers of each other's Qibla. And if thou shouldest follow their desires after the knowledge that has come to thee, then thou wouldest indeed be of the wrongdoers. Those whom we have given the book recognize him as they recognize their sons, and a party of them surely conceal the truth while they know. The truth is from thy Lord, so be thou not of the doubters. And every one has a goal to which he turns himself. So vie with one another in good works. Wherever you are, Allah will bring you all together. Surely Allah is possessor of power over all things. And from whatsoever place thou comest forth, turn thy face towards the sacred mosque. And surely it is the truth from thy Lord, and Allah is not heedless of what you do. And from whatsoever place thou comest forth, turn thy face towards the sacred mosque, and wherever you are, turn your faces towards it, so that people may have no plea against you, except such of them as are unjust. So fear them not, and fear me, and that I may complete my favor to you, and that you may go aright. Even as we have sent among you a messenger from among you, who recites to you our messages, and purifies you, and teaches you the book and the wisdom, and teaches you that which you did not know. Therefore glorify me, I will make you eminent, and give thanks to me, and be not ungrateful to me. O you who believe, seek assistance through patience and prayer. Surely Allah is with the patient. And speak not of those who are slain in Allah's way as dead. Nay, they are alive, but you perceive not. And we shall certainly try you with something of fear and hunger and loss of property, and lives and fruits, and give good news to the patient, who when a misfortune befalls them say, surely we are Allah's, and to him we shall return. Those are they on whom are blessings and mercy from their Lord, and those are the followers of the right course. The Safa and the Marwa are truly among the signs of Allah. So whoever makes a pilgrimage to the house or pays a visit to it, there is no blame on him. And if he goes round them, and whoever does good spontaneously, surely Allah is bountiful and rewarding, knowing. Those who conceal the clear proofs and the guidance that we revealed after we have made it clear in the book for men, these it is whom Allah curses, and those who curse them too. Except those who repent and amend and make manifest the truth. These it is to whom I turn mercifully, and I am the oft-returning to mercy, the merciful. Those who disbelieve and die while they are disbelievers, these it is on whom is the curse of Allah, and the angels and men, of all of them. Abiding therein, their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be given respite. And your God is one God. There is no God but He. He is the beneficent, the merciful. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and day, and the ships that run in the sea with that which profits men, and the water that Allah sends down from the sky, then gives life therewith to the earth after its death, and spreads in it all kinds of animals, and the changing of the winds, and the clouds made subservient between the heaven and the earth. There are surely signs for a people who understand. Yet there are some men who take for themselves objects of worship besides Allah, whom they love as they should love Allah. And those who believe are stronger in their love for Allah. And oh, that the wrongdoers had seen, when they see the chastisement, that power is wholly Allah's, and that Allah is severe in chastising. When those who were followed renounce those who follow them, and they see the chastisement, and their ties are cut asunder. And those who followed will say, if we could but return, we would renounce them as they have renounced us. Thus will Allah show them their deeds, to be intense regret to them, and they will not escape from the fire. O men, eat of the lawful and good things from what is in the earth, and follow not the footsteps of the devil. Surely he is an open enemy to you. He enjoins on you only evil and indecency, and that you speak against Allah what you know not. And when it is said to them, follow what Allah has revealed, they say, nay, we follow that wherein we found our fathers. What? Even though their fathers had no sense at all, nor did they follow the right way? And the parable of those who disbelieve is as the parable of one who calls out to that which hears no more than a call and a cry, deaf, dumb, blind, so they have no sense. O you who believe, eat of the good things that we have provided you with, and give thanks to Allah, if He it is whom you serve. He has forbidden you only that which dies of itself in blood and the flesh of swine, and that over which any other name than that of Allah has been invoked. Then whoever is driven by necessity, not desiring nor exceeding the limit, no sin is upon him. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. Those who conceal aught of the book that Allah has revealed and take for it a small price, they eat nothing but fire into their bellies, and Allah will not speak to them on the day of resurrection, nor will He purify them, and for them is a painful chastisement. Those are they who buy error for guidance and chastisement for forgiveness. How bold they are to challenge the fire. That is because Allah has revealed the book with truth, and surely those who disagree about the book go far in opposition. It is not righteousness that you turn your faces towards the east and the west, but righteous is the one who believes in Allah and the last day and the angels and the book and the prophets, and gives away wealth out of love for Him. To the near of kin and the orphans and the needy and the wayfarer, and to those who ask and set slaves free, and keep up prayer and pays the poor rate, and the performance of their promise when they make a promise, and the patient in distress and affliction in the time of conflict. These are they who are truthful, and these are they who keep their duty. O you who believe, retaliation is prescribed for you in the matter of the slain, the free for the free, and the slave for the slave, and the female for the female. But if remission is made to one by his aggrieved brother, prosecution for blood money should be according to usage, and payment to him in a good manner. This is an alleviation from your Lord and a mercy. Whoever exceeds the limit after this will have a painful chastisement. And there is life for you in retaliation, O men of understanding, that you may guard yourselves. It is prescribed for you, when death approaches one of you, if he leaves behind wealth for parents and near relatives, to make a bequest in a kindly manner. It is incumbent upon the dutiful. Then whoever changes it after he has heard it, the sin of it is only upon those who change it. Surely Allah is hearing, knowing. But if one fears a wrong or a sinful course on the part of the tester, and effects an agreement between the parties, there is no blame on him. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. O you who believe, Fasting is prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may guard against evil, for a certain number of days. But whoever among you is sick or on a journey, he shall fast a like number of other days. And those who find it extremely hard may effect redemption by feeding a poor man. So whoever does good spontaneously, it is better for him, and that you fast is better for you, if you know. The month of Ramadan is that in which the Qu'ran was revealed, a guidance to men and clear proofs of the guidance and the criterion. So whoever of you is present in the month, he shall fast therein. And whoever is sick or on a journey, he shall fast a like number of other days. Allah desires ease for you, and he desires not hardship for you. And he desires that you should complete the number, and that you should exalt the greatness of Allah for having guided you, that you may give thanks. And when my servants ask thee concerning me, surely I am nigh. I answer the prayer of the suppliant when he calls on me. So they should hear my call and believe in me, that they may walk in the right way. It is made lawful for you to go into your wives on the night of the fast. They are an apparel for you, and you are an apparel for them. Allah knows that you acted unjustly to yourselves, so he turned to you in mercy and removed the burden from you. So now be in contact with them and seek what Allah has ordained for you, and eat and drink until the whiteness of the day becomes distinct from the blackness of the night at dawn. Then complete the fast till nightfall, and touch them not while you keep to the mosques. These are the limits of Allah, so go not near them. Thus does Allah make clear his messages for men, that they may keep their duty. And swallow not up your property among yourselves by false means, nor seek to gain access thereby to the judges, so that you may swallow up a part of the property of men wrongfully while you know. They ask thee of the new moons. Say they are times appointed for men and for the pilgrimage, and it is not righteousness that you enter the houses by their backs, but he is righteous who keeps his duty, and go into the houses by their doors, and keep your duty to Allah, that you may be successful. And fight in the way of Allah against those who fight against you, but be not aggressive. Surely Allah loves not the aggressors. And kill them wherever you find them, and drive them out from where they drove you out. And persecution is worse than slaughter. And fight not with them at the sacred mosques until they fight with you in it. So if they fight you in it, slay them. Such is the recompense of the disbelievers. But if they detest, then surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. And fight them until there is no persecution, and religion is only for Allah. But if they desist, then there should be no hostility except against the oppressors. The sacred month for the sacred month, and retaliation is allowed in sacred things. Whoever then acts aggressively against you, inflict injury on him according to the injury he has inflicted on you, and keep your duty to Allah, and know that Allah is with those who keep their duty. And spend in the way of Allah, and cast not yourselves to perdition with your own hands, and do good to others. Surely Allah loves the doers of good. And accomplish the pilgrimage and the visit for Allah. But if you are prevented, send whatever offering is easy to obtain, and shave not your heads until the offering reaches its destination. Then whoever among you is sick or has an ailment of the head, he may effect compensation by fasting or alms or sacrificing. And when you are secure, whoever profits by combining the visit with the pilgrimage should take whatever offering is easy to obtain. But he who cannot find an offering should fast for 3 days during the pilgrimage, and for 7 days when you return. These are 10 days complete. This is for him whose family is not present in the sacred mosque. And keep your duty to Allah, and know that Allah is severe in requiting evil. The month of the pilgrimage are well known. So whoever determines to perform the pilgrimage therein shall be no immodest speech, nor abusing, nor altercation in the pilgrimage. And whatever good you do, Allah knows it. And make provision for yourselves, the best provision being to keep one's duty, and to keep your duty to me, O men of understanding. It is no sin for you that you seek the bounty of your Lord, So when you press on from Arafat, remember Allah near the holy monument, and remember him as he has guided you, though before that you were certainly of the erring ones. Then hasten on from where the people hasten on, and ask the forgiveness of Allah. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. And when you have performed your devotions, laud Allah as you lauded your fathers, rather a more hearty lauding. But there are some people who say, Our Lord, give us in this world, and for such there is no portion in the hereafter. And there are some among them who say, Our Lord, grant us good in this world, and good in the hereafter, and save us from the chastisement of the fire. For those there is a portion on account of what they have earned, and Allah is swift in reckoning. And remember Allah during the appointed days. Then whoever hastens off in 2 days, it is no sin for him. And whoever stays behind, it is no sin for him. For one who keeps his duty and keeps your duty, and keep your duty to Allah, and know that you will be gathered together to him. And of men is he whose speech about the life of this world pleases thee, and he calls Allah to witness as to that which is in his heart. Yet he is the most violent of adversaries. And when he holds authority, he makes effort in the land to cause mischief in it, and to destroy tilth and offspring. And Allah loves not mischief. And when it is said to him, Be careful of thy duty to Allah, pride carries him off to sin. So hell is sufficient for him, and certainly evil is the resting place. And of men is he who sells himself to seek the pleasure of Allah, and Allah is compassionate to the servants. O you who believe, enter into complete peace, and follow not the footsteps of the devil. Surely he is your open enemy. But if you slip after clear arguments have come to you, then know that Allah is mighty wise. They wait for naught but that Allah should come to them in the shadows of the clouds with angels, and the matter has already been decided, and to Allah are all matters returned. Ask of the children of Israel how many a clear sign we gave them, and whoever changes the favor of Allah after it has come to him, then surely Allah is severe in requiting evil. The life of this world is made to seem fair to those who disbelieve, and they mock those who believe. But those who keep their duty will be above them on the day of resurrection, and Allah gives to whom he pleases without measure. Mankind is a single nation, so Allah raised prophets as bearers of good news and as warners, and he revealed with them the book with truth, that it might judge between people concerning that in which they differed. And none but the very people who were given it differed about it after clear arguments had come to them, envying one another. So Allah has guided by his will those who believe to the truth about which they differed, and Allah guides whom he pleases to the right path. Or do you think that you will enter the garden while there has not yet befallen you the like of what befell those who have passed away before you? Distress and affliction befell them, and they were shaken violently, so that the messenger and those who believed with him said, When will the help of Allah come? Now surely the help of Allah is nigh. They ask thee as to what they should spend. Say, whatever wealth you spend, it is for the parents and the near of kin and the orphans and the needy and the wayfarer. And whatever good you do, Allah is surely knower of it. Fighting is enjoined on you, though it is disliked by you. And it may be that you dislike a thing while it is good for you. And it may be that you love a thing while it is evil for you. And Allah knows while you know not. They ask thee about fighting in the sacred month. Say, fighting in it is a grave offense, and hindering men from Allah's way and denying him and the sacred mosque and turning its people out of it are still graver with Allah. And persecution is graver than slaughter. And they will not cease fighting you until they turn you back from your religion, if they can. And whoever of you turns back from his religion, then he dies while he is an unbeliever. These it is whose works go for nothing in this world and the hereafter, and they are the companions of the fire, therein they will abide. Those who believed and those who fled their homes and strove hard in Allah's way, these surely hope for the mercy of Allah, and Allah is forgiving, merciful. They ask thee about intoxicants and games of chance. saying both of them is a great sin and some advantage for men, and their sin is greater than their advantage. And they ask thee as to what they should spend. Say what you can spare. Thus does Allah make clear to you the messages that you may ponder on this world and the hereafter. And they ask thee concerning the orphans. Say to set aright their affairs is good, and if you mix with them, they are your brethren. And Allah knows him who makes mischief from him who sets aright. And if Allah pleased, he would have made matters difficult for you. Surely Allah is mighty, wise. And marry not the idolatrous until they believe. And certainly a believing maid is better than an idolatress, even though she please you. Nor give the believing women in marriage to idolaters until they believe. And certainly a believing slave is better than an idolater, even though he please you. These invite to the fire, and Allah invites to the garden and to forgiveness by his will. And he makes clear his messages to men that they may be mindful. And they ask thee about menstruation. Say it is harmful, so keep aloof from women during menstrual discharge, and go not near them until they are clean. But when they have cleaned themselves, go into them as Allah has commanded you. Surely Allah loves those who turn much to him. He loves those who purify themselves. Your wives are a tilth for you, so go into your tilth when you like, and send good beforehand for yourselves. And keep your duty to Allah, and know that you will meet him, and give good news to the believers. And make not Allah by your oaths a hindrance to your doing good and keeping your duty, and making peace between men. And Allah is hearing, knowing. Allah will not call you to account for what is vain in your oaths, but he will call you to account for what your hearts have earned. And Allah is forgiving, forbearing. Those who swear that they will not go into their wives should wait 4 months. Then if they go back, Allah is surely forgiving, merciful. And if they resolve on a divorce, Allah is surely hearing, knowing. And the divorced women should keep themselves in waiting for 3 courses. And it is not lawful for them to conceal that which Allah has created in their wombs, if they believe in Allah in the last day. And their husbands have a better right to take them back in the meanwhile, if they wish for reconciliation. And women have rights similar to these against them in a just manner. And men are a degree above them, and Allah is mighty, wise. Divorce may be pronounced twice, then keep them in good fellowship, or let them go with kindness. And it is not lawful for you to take any part of what you have given them, unless both fear that they cannot keep within the limits of Allah. Then if you fear that they cannot keep within the limits of Allah, there is no blame on them for what she gives up to be free thereby. These are the limits of Allah, so exceed them not, and whoever exceeds the limits of Allah, these are the wrongdoers. So if he divorces her the 3rd time, she shall not be lawful for him afterwards until she marries another husband. If he divorces her, there is no blame on them both if they return to each other by marriage, if they think that they can keep within the limits of Allah. And these are the limits of Allah, which he makes clear for a people who know. And when you divorce women and they reach their prescribed time, then retain them in kindness, or set them free with kindness, and retain them not for injury, so that you exceed the limits. And whoever does this, he indeed wrongs his own soul. And take not Allah's messages for mockery, and remember Allah's favor to you, and that which he has revealed to you of the book and the wisdom, admonishing you thereby, and keep your duty to Allah, and know that Allah is the knower of all things. And when you divorce women and they end their term, prevent them not from marrying their husbands if they agree amongst themselves in a lawful manner. With this is admonished he among you who believes in Allah in the last day. This is more profitable for you and purer, and Allah knows while you know not. And mothers shall suckle their children for 2 whole years, for him who desires to complete the time of suckling. And their maintenance and their clothing must be borne by the father according to usage. No soul shall be burdened beyond its capacity. Neither shall a mother be made to suffer harm on account of her child, nor a father on account of his child. And a similar duty devolves on the father's heir. But if both desire weaning by mutual consent and counsel, there is no blame on them. And if you wish to engage a wet nurse for your children, there is no blame on you, so as long as you pay what you promised according to usage. And keep your duty to Allah, and know that Allah is seer of what you do. And as for those of you who die and leave wives behind, such women should keep themselves in waiting for 4 months and 10 days. When they reach their term, there is no blame on you for what they do for themselves in a lawful manner, and Allah is aware of what you do. And there is no blame on you respecting that which you speak indirectly in the asking of such women in marriage, or keep the proposal concealed within your minds. Allah knows that you will have them in your minds, but give them not a promise in secret unless you speak in a lawful manner. And confirm not the marriage tie until the prescribed period reaches its end. And know that Allah knows what is in your minds, so beware of Him, and know that Allah is forgiving, forbearing. There is no blame on you if you divorce women while you have not yet touched them, nor appointed for them a portion, and provide for them, the wealthy according to his means, and the straitened according to his means. A provision according to usage. This is a duty on the doers of good. And if you divorce them before you have touched them, and you have appointed for them a portion, pay half of what you have appointed, unless they forego, or he foregoes, whose hand is the marriage tie. And it is nearer to dutifulness that you forego, nor neglect the free giving of gifts between you. Surely Allah is seer of what you do. Guard the prayers and the most excellent prayer, and stand up truly obedient to Allah. But if you are in danger, say your prayers on foot or horseback. And when you are secure, remember Allah as He taught you what you knew not. And those of you who die and leave wives behind should make a bequest in favor of their wives, maintenance for a year without turning them out. Then if they themselves go away, there is no blame on you for what they do of lawful deeds concerning themselves, and Allah is mighty wise. And for the divorced women, provision must be made in kindness. This is incumbent on those who have a regard for duty. Thus, Allah makes clear to you His messages that you may understand. Hast thou not considered those who went forth from their homes, and they were thousands for fear of death? Then Allah said to them, Die. Then He gave them life. Surely Allah is gracious to people, but most people are not grateful. And fight in the way of Allah, and know that Allah is hearing, knowing. Who is it that will offer to Allah a goodly gift, so He multiplies it to Himself? So He multiplies it to Himself manifold. And Allah receives and amplifies, and to Him you shall be returned. Hast thou not thought of the leaders of the children of Israel after Moses, when they said to a prophet of theirs, Raise up for us a king, that we may fight in the way of Allah? He said, May it not be that you will not fight, if fighting is ordained for you? They said, And what reason have we that we should not fight in Allah's way? And we have indeed been deprived of our homes and our children. But when fighting was ordained for them, they turned back, except a few of them. And Allah is knower of the wrongdoers. And their prophet said to them, Surely Allah has raised Saul to be a king over you. They said, How can he have a kingdom over us, while we have a greater right to kingdom than he? And he has not been granted abundance of wealth. He said, Surely Allah has chosen him above you, and has increased him in abundance and knowledge and physique. And Allah grants His kingdom to whom He pleases, and Allah is ample giving, knowing. And the prophet said to them, Surely the sign of His kingdom is that there shall come to you the heart, in which there is tranquility from your Lord, and the best of what the followers of Moses and the followers of Aaron have left, the angels bearing it. Surely it is a sign for this if you believe. So when Saul set out with the forces, he said, "Surely Allah will try you with the river. Whoever drinks from it, he is not of me, and whoever tastes it not, he is surely of me, except he who takes a handful with his hand." But they drank of it save a few of them. So when he had crossed it, he and those who believed with him, they said, "We have today no power against Goliath and his forces." Those who were sure that they would meet their Lord said, "How often has a small party vanquished a numerous host by Allah's permission? And Allah is with the steadfast." And when they went out against Goliath and his forces, they said, "Our Lord, pour out patience on us, and make our steps firm, and help us against the disbelieving people." So he put them to flight by Allah's permission, and David slew Goliath, and Allah gave him kingdom and wisdom, and taught him of what he pleased. And were it not for Allah's repelling some men by others, the earth would certainly be in a state of disorder. But Allah is full of grace to the worlds. These are the messages of Allah. We recite them to thee with truth. Surely thou art of the messengers. The end of part 2.